Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're exploring the world of Ayurveda. Food as medicine and all that.
Amazing system, right? It's like they were ahead of their time, especially with that personalized approach.
Well,
So important.
totally agree. It's not one size fits all. Like
Yeah,
with these doshas. I mean, Ayurveda really gets that.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These three bioenergies, they really are behind everything that happens in your body.
Okay, so break it down for me. Like, what are these doshas actually like?
All right. Imagine Vata like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Okay? All that movement and breath and even your thoughts. If you're Vata dominant, you might be slender, quick, creative.
But maybe a little all over the place.
Yeah. Too much Vata, you get anxiety, dryness, that scattered feeling.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So then what about Pitta?
Pitta's like a fire.
Yeah.
Think digestion, metabolism. Your drive, if you're Pitta, you're probably sharp, focused, always hungry.
But too much of that fire and,
Oh, exactly. Too much Pitta and you've got inflammation, impatience, maybe even anger issues.
makes sense. So Vata's the wind, Pitta's the fire. What's Kapha then?
Kapha is the earth. It's all about structure and stability. Those Kapha types are usually calm, nurturing, strong constitutions.
Sounds pretty good, but I'm guessing there are downsides too, right?
Of course. Too much Kapha and it's sluggishness, weight gain, feeling stuck.
So it seems like knowing your dosha is key. But how do we even figure out which one's calling the shots?
Well, there's the traditional way pulse diagnosis, with an Ayurvedic practitioner, but honestly, there are quizzes, questionnaires, even online. Or just listen to the descriptions, see what clicks.
Love that. Tuning into ourselves. So empowering.
Mhm.
All right, so let's say we know our dominant dosha. Now what?
Now's when it gets really exciting. You start making choices that support your dosha diet lifestyle. Ayurveda's got it all.
I am so ready for these tips. Lay 'em on me. Let's start with food. What should each dosha be eating?
Okay, Vata needs grounding warming. So cozy meals with good fats. Think soups, stews, root vegetables, spices like ginger and cinnamon.
This sounds amazing, actually. What about Pitta? How do we
Ah.
cool that fire down?
For Pitta, think cooling and calming. Sweet fruits, leafy greens, spices like coriander and fennel. Definitely avoid spicy foods. Caffeine, alcohol, not your friends.
Interesting. It's almost like our bodies already know what they need.
That's the beauty of Ayurveda, connecting to that inner wisdom. And for Kapha, we need to lighten things up, stimulate a bit. Lighter grains, pungent spices like black pepper, lots of veggies.
So it's not just what we eat, but also how it's prepared.
Exactly. Ayurveda even talks about the 6 tastes, rasas. You've got sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, astringent. Each one affects the doshas differently. A balanced diet has all 6. Just adjust the proportions for your dosha.
Wow, food's a whole new world now, like a symphony or something.
And we're just getting started. There's also the gunas, the qualities of the food, heavy or light, hot or cold, dry or moist. That all plays into it too.
I am so here for this. Tell me more about these gunas.
Oh, we will, and there's still so much more to explore. Mindful eating food, combining the connection between our emotions and digestion. It's all connected.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
anything else about doshas we should know?
Yeah. Just remember, we all have a bit of each dosha. It's not about finding some perfect blend. It's about balance. Ayurveda is all about honoring your unique self.
Back again. Ready for more Ayurveda?
Yeah.
I'm still processing all that dosha stuff. It's really fascinating.
It is, right? And now that we've got the basics, we can really get into how to use this wisdom, practically.
Yes, exactly. Like knowing about the doshas is great, but where do we actually go from there?
Well, it all starts with your prakriti, your individual constitution. It's like your Ayurvedic fingerprint, based on your unique dosha blend.
So let's say I've figured out I'm mostly Vata. What do I do with that information? Like, give me some real-life examples.
Okay, so you're feeling that Vata imbalance, anxious, can't sleep, skin's dry. Ayurveda says bring in that grounding, warming energy.
Okay, I'm listening. What does that actually look like, though?
Picture it like this. You're creating a cozy haven for yourself.
Right.
Warm, nourishing foods, soups, stews, think root vegetables, cooked not raw, and healthy fats like ghee or sesame oil. Those are great for Vata.
Makes sense. And what about spices? I already love ginger tea when I'm stressed.
Perfect example. Those warming spices, ginger, cinnamon, cardamom, cumin, they're so good for calming Vata. And they even help with digestion.
See, this is what I love. It's not some crazy restrictive diet. It just makes sense.
Exactly. It's all about being kind to yourself, listening to your body. Now, if you're more Pitta, it's a different story.
Yeah, Pitta is all about fire.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing those warming spices are a no-go.
You got it. Think cooling and calming. Cucumber, coconut water, cilantro, sweet fruits. Those are your Pitta balancing superstars. And don't forget those bitter and astringent tastes. Leafy greens, legumes. They're good too.
So Vata needs warmth. Pitta needs to chill out. What about Kapha? How do we balance that earth energy?
When Kapha is out of whack, you're probably feeling heavy sluggish, maybe a little unmotivated. Ayurveda would say time to lighten up, both in what you eat and how you live.
So more movement, less of the comfort food.
You know what? I think lighter grains, barley, quinoa, lots of veggies. And those pungent spices, black pepper, ginger, turmeric, they'll get things moving.
I'm really starting to see how knowing my dosha can change everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not all about the doshas, right? There's also Agni.
Right.
Can we talk about that?
Agni is essential. It's your digestive fire, the force that turns food into energy. And Ayurveda says even the healthiest food won't do you any good if your Agni is weak.
Like having a fancy stove but no fire to cook with.
Exactly. And so much in modern life weakens our Agni's stress eating on-the-go processed foods. It all takes a toll.
So how do we strengthen our Agni then? Give me the good stuff.
It's actually easier than you think. Eating in a peaceful environment, really savoring your food, chewing properly, and sticking with warm, cooked meals. That all helps.
So no more eating lunch at my desk.
Gotcha. It's about mindful eating, bringing awareness to the whole experience.
Yeah, mindful eating. In our busy world, it can feel like a luxury.
It might seem that way, but it's so important if we really want to nourish ourselves, body and mind.
So how do we do it? What are some mindful eating practices we can try?
Start with a simple pause before you eat. Just a few deep breaths. Appreciate your food. Think about where it came from, the effort it took to get to you, the nourishment it's about to give you.
A little moment of gratitude. I like that.
Yeah.
What about while we're actually eating?
Ditch the distractions. Phone, TV, to-do list. Just be present with your food. Chew each bite slowly. Really taste it. Notice how your body feels.
Breaking free from autopilot. Tuning in. I love it.
Exactly. It's about connecting with your body's wisdom. You'll start to notice your hunger cues better. Avoid overeating and improve your digestion too.
So we've got doshas Agni, mindful eating. It feels like we're building a solid foundation here. A new way of thinking about food.
And the beauty of Ayurveda is that there's so much more. We can talk about sleep, movement, stress, even connecting with nature's rhythms.
Wow, Ayurveda really does touch every part of our lives.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we can't forget about those incompatible food combinations, the ones we mentioned earlier. Can we unpack that a bit more?
Absolutely. That's Varuta Ekhar, combining foods that just don't get along. It can lead to indigestion, imbalances, all sorts of problems.
Okay, I'm all ears. Give me the dirt on these food combos.
Wait, classic example, melon. Don't mix it with anything else. Ayurveda says it digests super fast, and combining it with other foods can mess that up, lead to fermentation, indigestion, you name it.
So those fruit salads with melon, maybe not the best idea.
You might want to experiment, see how you feel.
Another one, milk and sour fruits. No good. The enzymes clash. It can cause digestive issues.
Okay, so these combos can really wreak havoc on our digestion. What else should we watch out for?
Fish and milk. Another one, bananas and milk. Also not ideal. And Ayurveda generally advises against heavy starches with lighter proteins.
So chicken and mashed potatoes, out the window.
It's not about hard and fast rules, but it is about paying attention to how foods interact in our bodies. And what's really cool is that science is starting to back up a lot of these Ayurvedic principles.
Really? That's amazing. So this ancient wisdom was onto something.
Oh, absolutely. There's more and more research coming out about how food combinations affect our gut microbiome and our health in general.
This is seriously blowing my mind. Ayurveda was way ahead of the curve, for sure. And beyond those specific combos, Ayurveda just encourages us to listen to our bodies. Notice how different foods make us feel. We're all little scientists,
This whole conversation is making me so much more aware of the power of food and the choices we make every single day.
And that's what it's all about. Ayurveda empowers you to make choices that support your own unique well-being. It's not about being perfect. It's about awareness experimenting, finding what works for you.
I love that. It's a journey, not a destination. Speaking of which, we've covered a lot of ground today. But there's one more piece I'm super excited to explore: Ayurvedic herbs and spices and those everyday kitchen staples that can really boost our health. Food as medicine and all.
Oh, that's where the fun really begins. We'll dive into all that and more next time.
Can't wait. Already thinking about stocking my pantry with all kinds of Ayurvedic goodies.
You're going to love it. It's amazing how these simple ingredients can really transform your well-being.
All right, we're back. More Ayurveda. Still buzzing from our last chat. All that stuff about doshas and Agni and those food combos. So cool.
It really is a fascinating system, right? And now for the grand finale, the part I know you've been waiting for: Ayurvedic herbs, spices, those kitchen staples that can really amp up your health.
Hit me with it. I'm ready to transform my kitchen into an Ayurvedic haven.
Okay, so let's start with a superstar, ashwagandha. This herb has been used for centuries to combat stress, improve sleep, even boost energy. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've heard of it. People call it an adaptogen, but I'm not really sure what that means.
Basically, it helps your body deal with stress. Like when you're feeling overwhelmed, ashwagandha steps in and calms everything down, brings you back to balance.
So it's not just masking the problem, it's
Yeah.
actually helping your body cope.
Exactly. And Ayurveda sees stress as a huge problem. It throws everything off. Digestion, sleep,
Yeah.
your mood, the works.
So ashwagandha is like building up a defense system against stress.
You got it. And there are so many ways to take it. Capsules, powders. You can even add it to smoothies or warm milk.
Okay, ashwagandha noted.
Yeah.
What about some of those other Ayurvedic powerhouses? You mentioned Google before, something about detoxing.
Google is a rock star. It's a resin that's been used for ages to purify the body, support healthy joints, even tackle inflammation and pain.
Wow, it does it all.
Pretty much. It helps eliminate toxins and reduce excess heat. And of course, we can't forget about turmeric, everyone's favorite golden spice.
Oh yeah, I love turmeric. I put it in everything.
Good. Ayurveda loves turmeric too. It's great for balancing all three doshas. Plus, it's a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Helps calm those internal fires that can lead to problems.
Turmeric check. So many good things. Now what about those warming spices we talked about? Ginger is my go-to when I'm feeling sick.
Ginger is a classic for a reason. It's warming, soothing, energizing. Ayurveda uses it mostly for digestion and circulation. Perfect for an upset stomach or nausea.
It's like a warm hug for your insides.
That's a great way to put it. And it can also help reduce inflammation and even relieve period cramps. So versatile.
Ginger, double check. And one more, Tulsi holy basil. I've heard it's amazing for immunity.
Tulsi is super special in Ayurveda. It's considered sacred, you know? And it's been used forever to boost immunity, fight off infections,
Yeah.
even promote longevity.
So it's not just about avoiding colds, it's about overall vitality.
Exactly. Ayurveda is all about getting to the root of things, supporting your body's natural healing power.
I'm realizing so many of these herbs and spices are already in my kitchen. I just haven't been using them in this way.
That's what I love about Ayurveda. It's about shifting your perspective, seeing the potential for healing that's already around us.
Love it. Okay, so herbs and spices check. Now what about everyday fruits and veggies? Any Ayurvedic favorites there?
Every food has its own unique energy, you know? Beets, for example. They're grounding and nourishing, packed with folates and antioxidants.
I love beets. They're so earthy and sweet.
And carrots, great for vision and digestion.
Yeah.
Ayurveda also says they have a calming effect on the mind.
Really? I never thought of carrots as calming, but I'm into it.
Ayurveda teaches that food affects us on so many levels, body, mind, and spirit. And speaking of calming, cucumbers are incredibly cooling, hydrating, perfect for Pitta types.
Oh yeah, cucumbers are so refreshing.
Yeah.
Especially on a hot day. What about lemons? I use those all the time.
Lemons are awesome for digestion. They have a cleansing effect on the body. You can use them in drinks, salad dressings, even homemade cleaners.
Wow, lemons are the best. Multi-purpose and delicious. What about papaya? Anything special about that?
Papaya is another cooling digestive fruit, soothes the stomach, keeps things moving, and it's even good for your skin.
Okay, sold papaya for breakfast, it is. And I can't forget about pomegranates. They're super healthy, right?
Pomegranates are fantastic for your heart. They improve blood flow and might even boost brain power. They're a true superfood.
I'm inspired. I need to eat the rainbow. All these amazing fruits and veggies.
That's the spirit. Ayurveda is all about a diverse, colorful, seasonal diet. So many nutrients and healing properties.
Okay, one last thing before we wrap up. Ghee. What's to do with ghee? I hear it's an Ayurvedic essential.
Ghee is like liquid gold in Ayurveda. It's clarified butter, super nourishing and good for all the doshas. It helps with digestion, lubricates your joints, and even promotes mental clarity.
It sounds magical. I need some ghee in my life.
You do. It's great for cooking, adds a rich, nutty flavor, but you can also eat it straight up. Spread it on toast, or add it to warm milk.
Okay, ghee is officially on my shopping list.
That's-
This whole conversation has been amazing. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of food and how to use it to nourish myself.
That's the power of Ayurveda. It's about taking control of your health, understanding your unique needs, and making choices that support your journey to balance.
I love that. It's a lifelong exploration, always learning and growing.
And you know, the more you learn about Ayurveda, the more you realize it's about so much more than just food or herbs. It's about connecting with your inner wisdom, living in harmony with nature, and remembering that true healing comes from within.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and passion for Ayurveda with us today.
It's been my pleasure. I hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore Ayurveda further.
And to all our listeners, We hope you feel empowered to embrace the healing power of food. Remember, your kitchen can be your pharmacy. Every meal is a chance to create vibrant health and well-being. Until next time, happy and healthy eating.